Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Everything ML. My name is Mohal. I'm a student at the University of Zambia, aka UNZA. I created this channel a while ago to introduce second year courses offered under MVCHB, popularly called medicine. And the courses are anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, organic chemistry, immunology, and microbiology, psychology, and CBE or community-based education. Firstly, I want to apologize to my subscribers for going MIA for such a long time. Then I also want to say thank you to all of my first ever subscribers and everyone who watched and liked my video. I really appreciate it, and just to let you know, your support motivates me to make new content. So what happened, guys, is that school became quite tough for me, and I couldn't do some of the things I planned to do throughout the year. Some of which was to actually make new content for you guys. But I'm back now, so let's go straight into business. I promised to make a video on anatomy assessments in the previous video, and this is what this video is all about. Assessments done in anatomy, we have theory tests and practical tests. It depends on who is in charge of the mark allocation. You are free to correct me, by the way, if I'm wrong anywhere. Just update me on the year such changes were made as well. But yes, practicals may or may not carry more marks. I say this because during the time I was in second year, practicals did carry more marks than theory assessments for both the continuous and final exam. In the theory paper, questions are asked from all three branches of anatomy. So questions will come from embryology, growth, and histology, and sometimes the test or exam paper can be very biased, as in maybe over 50% of the paper is just from practical cases, which is what I saw in both my CA theory papers and final exam theory paper. But again, this all depends upon who is in charge of your anatomy course at a particular time. Then for practical assessments, these are only conducted for histology and growth. For histology CA, parts of the tasks we given was drawing, labeling tissues, and just studying them in general. Guys, when I say drawing, you might think it was easy, but we had so much to draw. It was consuming a lot of time. I think our time was so bad that I remember some of my friends paying some people to draw their assignment because they noticed it was too much work to do in such a short period of time, as we were just weeks away from the exam. Though I would highly discourage this idea, because you actually get to learn a lot more examinable information when you do the drawings yourself, as you find yourself researching as well, and also you retain the images in your head better. So for histology drawings, we have what we call crooks. I'm sure by now as second year med students at UNZA, you guys know what a crook is, because we use these in first year as well. And for those who don't know what crooks are just, in simple terms, past papers that you can sample to help you with your drawings in histology. They basically guide you on how to draw certain structures, because majority of the time the images you are given to draw are too complex. So the crooks and what you end up submitting are a simplified version. As you can see, on the left is a picture of the real tissue, and on the right is a simplified drawing of the tissue of the feet or finger. In this case, this drawing is actually a crook. They are just what your seniors drew in their time, because at the end of the day, the same lab manuals which your seniors used is still what you will also use to instruct you on what to draw. Lab manuals, which are instruction manuals on what you're expected to show in your drawings, are given, and these can be hard copy or soft copy. This is aside from the fact that your histology sessions that I talked about in my first video, you have those. You'll also be instructed on what to do, and it's best to keep note of what is said so that you won't get too confused as you draw. Then for gross practicals, in terms of CA and final exam, usually what happens is you're divided into smaller groups, and when you get into the DR, you find cadavers on tables with tags, and you have the task of answering questions that will be given to you on the table in relation to those tags. Questions can be about identification. For example, you can be asked to identify tags labeled A and B. The next question can be, what is the embryonic origin of A? And you'll be given two sections, A and B, for each section. As in question 1, we'll have section A, which can have two questions. And the same question 1 will have another section B, which can also have two questions. You have 90 to 120 seconds, depending on whatever time the department wants to give you, to answer the entirety of each question. Then move to the next station once the bell rings. So you're going to be going from one table to another after about 90 to 120 seconds. And on each table, there are specific tags on the cadaver that you have to give answers to. So you have to be careful not to make a mistake on your answer sheet, since it will be in table form. And for my class, we didn't get to go to the DR for gross assessment. Instead, pictures of tagged cadavers with questions were shown on LCD screens, and we were asked their questions the same way we would have had to answer them if we went to the DR. Also, one thing is, sometimes we'd be given assignments by our DR demonstrators on a particular topic that we would be covering the next time we met, or if they would not be teaching that particular topic, they would give us an assignment on the topic, of course. The histology practical tests, 2 of them per academic year, which is the same as gross practical tests. We're given two gross practical tests per academic year. So the histology practical tests would be the bulk of the histology CA, and it is conducted in a similar fashion as to gross practicals in terms of time and having to use the big LCD screen, since different types of tissues would be displayed on the LCD screens like I had shown you in the first video. So how the practicals would be conducted would be the same way the practical exams would be done for both gross and histology, just as you would expect your test to prepare you for your final exam. So basically on assessments, that's the general idea. The next thing I'm going to talk about is materials to use throughout the year that will help you pass your anatomy exams, but that